Hi.
Is that like a mushroom companion that's following you?
Yeah, so that's one of her ooblets. So when you start, you get to decide like which ooblet house you're in, and she's part of kind of more an adventuresome ooblet house, and that's her starting ooblet, Shrumbo. But there are dozens of ooblets throughout the game that you'll be able to find and train and level up, and they have hats and costumes too. So everything's super customizable.
You're talking about the type of character she is. She's more of an adventure ooblets player. Is that the type of ooblets that you keep with you, or do you have to define your player character as a certain type?
Yeah, ultimately you're gonna try and collect them all. So I think it's just kind of the vibe you want to put into the game, where you want to start. There's this adventurer house, but there's also kind of a cute flowery house. There's kind of an emo house, and there's more of like a tech-savvy, nerdy house too. So it's just kind of like when you pick that, you pick your starting statistics. They all have different kind of like bonuses, and they all have different starting ooblets. But ultimately, there's ooblets all over the world. Yeah.
Now, was it a choice to make the character run like she was blowing in the wind, or her head was super heavy or something? Because it's a charming way to run, but it's definitely noticeable that it's like a head back.
It's like a full opposite Naruto.
Yeah, everything's very charming in the game, and that all comes from Ben and Rebecca. So the two people who made this live in New Hampshire together, and are working on this in their house, and they have a mocap rig. So everything in the game is just like them mocapping the runs, or a lot of dancing in this game. There's a lot of dancing. But yeah, we're actually about to show a new trailer off in the PC Gaming Show right after this. So people should look out for that. And we'll be talking about new mechanics there and a whole new trailer. So
excellent, man.
Looking good.
Well, thank you very much for showing off all these games. You can see more of ooblets in the PC Gaming Show, which is coming up here in like less than 2 minutes. So I look forward to seeing it. Double Fine. What's the website we can look at?
Presents.doublefine.com has all of these games, and then they all have their own websites, and they're all very active on social media and stuff too. So I'd say to track them down on Twitter.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being here and showing them out. We're going to go right to the PC Gaming Show, so let's go.
There we go. Geeking out, yo. That's so cool. Seriously. That's really so cool. That's just so cool. Look.
There is magic in PC gaming. It says, don't just obey the rules, rewrite them. It says, don't just listen to stories,
Turn off the speakers.
inhabit them.
Oh shit, that's right.
It says,
thanks for reminding me.
accept the limits, overclock beyond them. It says, don't just play games, revel in them, unleash them. It says,
damn, what game was that?
Is every game battle royale now? Or just me? From mountaintops to dungeons, from deep waters to deeper space, from solo quests to mass engagements, there is magic in PC gaming. Let's celebrate that magic together. This is the PC Gaming Show.
Well said, brother. Well said.
And now your host, Sean Plott.
You get some YD action there, brother.
Oh, hello to everyone online. Hello to everyone at the Will Turn. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show. Yes. My name's Day9. I'm your host today. I am delighted to be here. We have a fantastic show for you this afternoon. First, all of you came out to the Will Turn. Thanks for joining us. The Will Turn is just a beautiful venue here
on the hour,
in Los
every
Angeles.
hour.
To all of you online on Twitch, thanks for joining us. To those co-streaming partners, hey as well, I'm talking to you, Dropped Frames. Great to have you here. And of course, to all the wonderful sponsors that help make the PC Gaming Show come back again for the 4th straight year. Now, good on you. Now, I'm not the only host here this year. I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward joining us today. How's it going, Frankie?
Hey, Sean. I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a bunch of creative new PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some offbeat indie gems.
Frankie, we are so excited for the show to get started. We have over 30 games we're going to be looking at across the next 90 minutes. So let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. Their game has absolutely massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
Coffee stain, okay.
Layers.
All right. Really? Destroy the environment.
So you're building factories. It's like SimCity with factories.
Yeah, like SimCity factories and shit.
And you get to run around in it. That's cool. That and that little creature ain't gonna have a good day. Let's get pressed up in some iron.
Satisfactory.
Nice.
I like that name though, bro. That name though. I love that
Joining me
name.
on the stage to talk about it is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Gilsayan.
Just saying.
Here, Oscar. Welcome to the stage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking you, what is
He didn't
Satisfactory?
get pointed out. Thanks.
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from Earth to this alien planet, and you're going to build this enormous machine. It was hinted at the end of the trailer there.
Yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build machines that will make them for you. So you'll start out pretty simple with a few machines, and then you'll just expand and expand and expand until you finally need to start cutting down trees and replace them with like more convenient concrete.
And you know, for people who haven't played this type of game, can you give me an example of what producing a more advanced resource might look like?
Right. After a while, you'll need to create something more advanced, like a computer, for example. And at that point, you'll have some copper stuff set up, your wires and cables. But to make plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil, build some oil pumps and oil refineries, and set up a transport with self-driving vehicles between the outpost and your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive, tall buildings with factory floor upon factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map. Yeah. So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
Now, I want to ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are top-down. Why first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, when you've built a bunch of stuff, you can see these enormous buildings, these structures towering above you. But also when you go out and explore, you'll be the one, like, you go through the underbrush and in the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's a lot more to explore, like different environments and biomes.
Yeah. The map is, we made a point to make it big and varied.
Yeah.
And it's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. And, you know, one final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's a co-op game. So you'll start up a server and play with your friends.
Great. Now, tell us, how do we get our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months. So you can sign up for the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And yeah, then you'll know.
Well, great. Oscar, thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
We do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for NeoCab.
NeoCab. Why you call it the Neo Uber?
This is like trancey. From the music and shit and everything, just puts you in like a trance with like, oh shit, like a Tron kind of vibe. So much for the last cab.
Now, our next game, believe it or not, is in the Battle Royale genre. Of course, it's E3 2018, what do you expect? We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because the Battle Royale format is very simple and very flexible. Players play in an ever-shrinking space until there's one last standing. So developers have already been doing all kinds of different explorations of what this could possibly be. And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today has up to 1,000 concurrent players. It's from Automaton Games. Let's look at Maverick's Proving Grounds.
That's 1,000 players. How the hell is it a world exclusive?
City in the sky, huh? Big ass mountain. Look.
Sit down.
That guy sucks.
Sound like a motherfucker, right?
Joining me on the stage to talk about Maverick's Proving Grounds is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's James Thompson. James, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, I want to immediately ask, what about Maverick's Proving Grounds distinguishes itself from other Battle Royale games?
Yeah, well, as you said,
Nothing.
it's a very popular formula.
Absolutely nothing. We're just fucking following the trend.
This is really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of super excited today to talk about our 5-man squad mode being 1,000 players. But really, it's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger step, the simulation and those elements sort of combining together.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right on the 1,000 players aspect. How does that really shift the dynamic from the, say,
oh, that's what he meant by 1,000 players.
Well, it's really about combining scale with the depth of simulation. So the fact that together, what you actually have is a landscape that means you're making decisions off a lot more information.
Yeah, I mean, because you hinted at that twice now. Like, what do you mean by there's a lot more information in the environment for players to process?
So take a concrete example, right? So let's say a player's walking through the map, they'll be leaving footprints, they'll be displacing foliage, like grass bending. But you know, siege-style gameplay in houses, that's like a lot of destruction systems that sort of together make the map much more of a dynamic environment.
It's like a recent history of who could have been here.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask about what more is in store for Maverick's Proving Grounds. I understand that this has a lot more out-game features than someone might expect.
Yeah, so it's not just that session-based gameplay. You enter the game through the capital, which is our sort of persistent social hub. So we draw from the MMORPG side of things. It's really it's a full world, not just a map. You know, so it's got a persistent game type side to it too. Yeah. But really, it's about bringing this all together into something which makes a much richer MMO experience.
Now, where can people go to find out more?
Well, we've just launched our site right now. So if you're interested in signing up for the closed beta, you can do that now at mavericks.gg/closed-beta. And actually, if you register this week, you'll get special in-game content for free from E3.
Well, awesome.
And we have only 100,000 slots for the first group signing up, so that will give you some beta access. But I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so quickly do that if you're interested in.
I will try
James,
it.
thanks so much for joining us once again. That's maverick.gg. Our very next game helps showcase the extraordinary power of modders. Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given to us. We mod games to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game that's a reimagining of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever. Here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
Yo.
Sorry.
You seen everybody tripping out like everybody, all these PC games be talking all this shit, my nigga, but they fucking shows like hella empty over there and shit.
I'm so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did.
Gary's mod.
I've spent a lifetime in this place. An ancient underground city. Its existence long forgotten. Searching for a way out.
Maybe that should be something that you do, bro. You should go ahead and start doing, just start playing, sign up for like a shitload of betas. You start playing betas.
Will die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust. Bend the rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this. And maybe you can do what I never could. Save these people. Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, what's next for Killing Floor 2? And an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Our next game is a blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at Stardoc's Star Control Origins.
There's a lot of star stuff.
Long ago, the Singularity formed, its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left Earth, traveling to multiple planets in our solar system, before vanishing altogether. This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here reside the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Star Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Windu.
I thought that was Scooby-Doo or something. Looking at the back of when he was like in front of the ship, moving around and stuff. Who the fuck is that, Scooby-Doo? I thought our solar system only consisted of the planets all the way up to Pluto. So
in a delightful new
maybe they're talking about the universes,
You must be human.
different galaxies.
We've heard so much about you.
So I want the talking about multiple universes, galaxies. Well, galaxies at least.
Oh. Pre-order and play today.
They look like a shooter.
Joining me to talk about Star Control is the Director of Production at Stardock, Patrick Shaw. Thanks for joining me on stage today, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets, and you can land on each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like at a planet, there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure, to the larger open galaxy.
That's awesome. Now, I know modding is going to be a
Sounds
big
like
part of
a
Star
No
Control
Man's
Origins. How does the
Sky,
modding
I
work?
promise.
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick.
Well,
you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this a separate gameplay mode. So we did. We called it Fleet Battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and parts, you attach different weapons and defenses, and then you go online to play them. You can either play local multiplayer, two people on the same machine, or online, ranked online play.
Where can people go to pick up Star Control Origins?
Well, right now, Star Control Origins is available for pre-order on GOG and Steam.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com and check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
And one more thing, we are happy to announce at the PC Gamer Show that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th. 2018.
Look for it on September 20th. Now, our next game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek. Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3.
That sounds promising.
Crytek, nigga, Far Cry. Well, not Far Cry, but Crysis. Wait, they make Far Cry as well? I might go off. Oh, I remember this game. Wow. By now on Steam.
I am here with Guy from Skydance, who's here to tell me why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but Hellfire, this new edition, what changes is that going to make?
Well, players really loved the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, we really want it multiplayer, and we want it off-rails. And we kind of thought, that's a completely different game, but let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps. We got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech. You can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you can try it right now if you want an early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy. But as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2 PvP. So let's take a closer look at Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. It's from the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful-looking Lovecraftian mystery. It's called The Sinking City, and joining me to talk about it is the community manager at Frogwares, Sergey Oganessian. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you
Welcome
nailed that
to the stage.
pronunciation.
I love that you lie to me so kindly. I want to ask right away, The Sinking City, you know, there's a lot of open world, third-person type games. What makes The Sinking City different from what a player might expect?
Well, I mean, The Sinking City is an open-world action investigation game inspired by Lovecraft. And we believe that these 3 elements already make the game pretty unique. And you know, when I say that you can be a detective in a world, in a supernatural world full of mystery and, you know, cosmic fear, like, I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of The Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre that are focused on action, but you say investigation is at the core. What are investigation mechanics? What does it look like?
So the first thing you should know right off the bat is that we are not going to offer any hand-holding for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or, you know, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, you know, experiment with your findings, you know, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on, and get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you maybe change the course of your investigation.
You know, you mentioned the world itself. I mean, the footage that I've seen through the years has just been absolutely beautiful. Talk to me about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in this fictional city of Oakmont in the state of Massachusetts. You know, the city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster going on, which has claimed like thousands of lives. And also, like, it seems like it awakened frightening monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. You know, people that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes, gangs, cultists, poor people, rich people, but they are all united by fear. You know, they are all afraid, maybe except for the cultists, of course. They are all afraid that, for their lives because of the flood, because of the monsters. And we actually...
The flood, nigga? Like, did you just say the flood?
Understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural.
I thought you were talking about the monsters or the flood.
What's funny is that while everybody's afraid, nobody wants to live. But this is kind of a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed,
like
we do
old
have
boy
this
from
sanity mechanic which directly impacts
old boy's
the
first
gameplay.
husband off of Hocus
when our
Pocus.
hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making a choice in the story which he's not comfortable with making, he will begin to lose his sanity.
And then one of them, they released like a zombie on the kids, and then he's fucking
distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong. Maybe we need to, step back and do something about that. As of right now, we're still fine-tuning this mechanic because we are still looking, for the sweet spot between impact on the gameplay and impact on the story.
Since we're almost out of time, I still just have to ask, what are the sweet monsters that we're going to get to see in the game?
Oh, we have different kinds of monsters. We have different kinds of archetypes, with different abilities. And, we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game. But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain, like, traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
So if you're hungry for more, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City. Now, our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe. Talk to me, Frankie.
Well, we all know the PC is home to some of the most devoted communities in gaming, and one of the best undoubtedly belongs to Warframe. Last year, the game got its first open-world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrifice. And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
That was pretty cool.
Megan Everett, Community Manager at Digital Extremes, joins me now. Megan, tell me more about The Sacrifice.
So The Sacrifice is the latest installment of our cinematic quest. It continues a story that we started in The Second Dream, continued with The War Within, and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist, and I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at Tenno Live is going to be?
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
pretty amazing. Like, it's a whole new direction for Warframe, and all this. You got all these other games coming out, but this one's free.
When's 2018 happening?
Get it started.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan,
oh God,
it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, is watching, but last year when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world